carry on, Edward. Here.
You want to try out your new
Oh, that's a good idea.
5 seconds?
Muhammad was a merchant. He would go all around the area of the Arabian Peninsula and make his way. The destination would be to make his way to the coastal plains, Caesarea to Jaffa and Gaza. And all the goods that he would leave, most likely from India and from the Arabian Sea, had a very high market in Europe. And these tradesmen did very, very good. As long as they knew where the water was, they did well. Because you felt those waves when we went into the Red Sea. It was very hard to charter through those waves because it's a low sea. You don't have a lot of depth. It keeps you into the rock. But the Red Sea was very hard to charter. You had camel trains going through the desert, all the way to Gaza, Caesarea, Jaffa. And Muhammad is an orphan from a very young age. His father passes away, his mother passes away, he is adopted by an uncle, and he works for that uncle. Later on, he was married a woman called Khadija, somewhat like Khadija. I might not be pronouncing it the right way. She was an owner of one of these camel train companies, and he worked for her. And he would go out all over the Arabian Peninsula and the Middle East. And I think he had good intentions. He learned of the faith of one God. Now he came from a very pagan place, Jahiliyyah, the pagans before Islam. Now tell me something, in the 7th century, who had the knowledge and the faith of one God around this area? Who would that be? Who? The Jews. Who else? Christians. Christians and Jews. How about that? So he learns of the faith of one God. Somebody must have taught him. Now, if you read the Quran, you can't deny. They recognize all the prophets of old. They recognize Abraham, Moses, David. They recognize Isa, Jesus, Moses, the 12 disciples. They're all recognized in the Quran. And it seems like Muhammad wanted to bring the faith of one God to the Arabian people. And they just accepted them with loving hands. And everybody said, oh, we love you so much. It's a good idea. No, they hated him. They had wars against him. They nearly destroyed him. Because one year, it got so bad. His elder wife, who had a lot of influence and money, passed away. His uncle passed away. He was all alone. This was their chance to finally destroy this guy who is so bad to business. Mecca was a central city where all the pagans would come and meet. The Kaaba was part of that worship, that black rock that we see. And Muhammad is coming and saying, no, there's only one God, Allah. Allahu Akbar. He's the greatest. There is no other God but one. So they don't like to hear that, and they want to kill the man, and they nearly do. In 612, he has to run for his life. And who saved him? Who saved Muhammad from there? The Jews. There was a city called Yathrib, and there was Jewish tribes there. And those Jews saved the Prophet Muhammad. They spared his life and they saved him. The Jewish tribes of Yathrib saved Muhammad's life. And he comes to them and he says, thank God for you. We have the same religion. We worship the same God. And by the way, I have a new gospel for you. Jews don't have good no greater enemy than a disappointed lover. And from that time on, the Quran kind of changes after the rejection of those tribes to endorse Islam. And eventually, he would kill off some of them, he would sell the rest of them to slaves, he would take Yathrib and change it to Al-Madinah, and he would have a peace signing with Mecca that he would break it in the middle and go and slaughter them. Because as long as you have, it's good to do the Ten Commandments for sure between Muslims. If you're not Muslim, thou shalt not steal. You're not Muslim. Thou shalt not lie. Eventually, Muhammad is witnessing his own religion becoming the fastest growing religion when he is about to die somewhere around 630 plus minus. He already sees his armies capturing Israel under Omar, it was called Palestine back then, and he already sees Omar and his armies advancing towards Egypt. And that's when I already told you the attitude of Islam to Christianity. It's all fair and good. They're the people of the book, but nevertheless, lacking the truth, they have to pay a special tax. Over here, eventually, some might tell you that Abraham was a Muslim. Some might tell you that Moses was a Muslim. Some might tell you that Jesus was a Muslim. But we know for a fact that the first Muslim in the world was the lady called Khadija. Right? Muhammad's wife was the first Muslim, Khadija. Just to make that clear. She's the one that hears him after he meets with Gabriel, the angel. After Gabriel comes and tells him, from now on you are going to write what I tell you. And he starts writing the Quran. Khadija is the one who embraces him and who gives him power, encourages him, saying, yes, you have been chosen for this reason to be a prophet. Khadija is the first Muslim in the world. So, we've got into all of that stuff concerning Jews and Christians and the prophecy that shed light on the situation that I won't elaborate about now. But you will see that we are standing under a crescent. The crescent is the symbol, and that is a symbol of night. When it's dark, that is the symbol that they embrace, the darkness. They love the darkness. But we know that the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall shine bright as the light of the seventh day. When the Lord bounds the breach of his people and heals the stroke of the wound. And as much as they love their darkness, there will be a great light that will come out. And then finally, we might even remember that the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Nations shall gather together. They will come to Jerusalem to worship, and the knowledge of the Lord shall fill all the earth as the waters that cover the sea.
So is this the front door?
No,
It's the back
this
door.
would have been the front door of the building that was here before, but now they have moved with this building that was built in 695 to commemorate what happened to Muhammad when he left Mecca on a night's journey to the edge. They never knew where the edge was until 695. Al-Aqsa became identified with the edge. Over here he will come, he will meet with the angel Gabriel, and he will ascend up to heaven. First heaven, second heaven, third heaven, every heaven he meets another prophet. In the sixth heaven he meets Abraham, and then the angel Gabriel says, from here on I must leave and you must go on your own. He goes up in the seventh heaven and he meets with the Lord. He comes back down and he meets with Abraham asked him, what did you do up there? You must have met the Lord. Yes, Father, I did. And the Lord, he told you to do something, did he not? Yes, he did. He told me to pray. How many times did he tell you to pray? 50. 50 times. That is way too much. You must go up and negotiate. He goes back up and he comes down with 40. He comes down 40, he says that's still too much. He goes up and comes down with 30. You can do much better than that, I'm sure. He goes up, he comes down with 20. What kind of descendant of mine you are? Look at these Jews, how good businessmen they are. You must do better. Him, try one last time. He goes up, he comes down with 5. This is where he gets the order to pray 5 times a day from this very place. That is very important, because that is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Prayer! And the other one is pilgrimage, to do Hajj. And the other one is fasting during Ramadan. And the other one is to give charity. And the 5th one is to witness. La ilaha but Allah, and Muhammad is Rasul of all the prophets sent by God. That is what they're supposed to do 5 times a day. And it all started here.